Hey, what's up, everybody? Happy Friday. Welcome to the Day Trade with Tony Small Account Challenge. Well, it is Friday and we've got a weekend ahead of us, so I wanted to go into the weekend with a little bit of positivity, and I certainly have managed to do that. We've had our best day ever on the Small Account Challenge. And I say best day ever, I mean, we've only been doing it since the 17th of January, but it's the best day so far. We've managed to make just under $5,000. So, $5,000. How did you make $5,000, I hear you ask? Whoa. Okay, so I'm Tony, in case you didn't know. This is Day Trade with Tony, and we're doing a small account challenge. We started on the 17th of January with $2,476, so just under $2,500 on the 17th of January. The goal was to grow the account incrementally by 5% day over day on average. So some days we might have losing days. They're inevitable. What we call red days are inevitable. Some days we might do more than 5%, but over the course of the challenge, we're looking to grow it 5%. And the whole point of doing this challenge is to show that, yes, you can grow a small account, and B, the compounding effect of having a percentage target on a small account. Now, that compounding effect, it kind of gets lost. The economies of scale don't work once you reach a certain size. So then you have to kind of be more monetary focused. So you set yourself a goal of 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, or whatever it is. At the moment, my goal is 5% incremental gains each day. Gross, that's growth, by the way. It doesn't take into account any kind of commissions or charges or the cost of transaction costs, if you will. So what I'm looking at here today, as I say, $4,758, just shy of it. So it's $4,757.95 is, to be absolutely precise. That's how much we've made today in gross profits. Now, we started off with just under $2,500 on the 17th of January. We had just over $15,000 today. So we've managed over 30%, I think 31% is our gain today. So our best day of the challenge so far. How have we done that? Well, we traded one stock. And I've got to be honest here. We did take a big risk. We've traded this stock before, and when we traded it before, we went $40,000 in the hole. Before then, subsequently clawing our way back. That was on Wednesday. That was on the main account, and we didn't have any leverage on this particular stock previously. So I tried to trade it on the small account today, small size to start off with. Then I realised actually, for whatever reason, my broker's giving me leverage now. So I've got leverage on this now. So I went all in. And I did risk about a third of my equity position. So I was down about, unrealized, about just over $4,000. And then it rallied. Now, the reason I risked that amount was because the range was huge. We were talking about 80 cents, 70, 80 cents on the average true range. Cut it out, you two. I'm recording here. Come on. Give a man a break. Sorry about that. Got two chow-chows today, and I'm babysitting my friend's chow-chow, and I've got my lovely Miyako that's grunting and trying to play. Anyway, back to what I was saying. So I risked about a third of my account. I was down about $4,000. I was prepared to risk $5,000, if I'm being honest, on this account, because I knew what the spreads were like. Because the way I traded it on Wednesday, and I was cutting my losers way too early because it was pulling back, then rallying, pulling back, and then rallying. Between the spreads and the range, I knew how this one would try. I learned my lesson on Wednesday, so I didn't cut. I held, knowing full well that it could go against me. So I did have my line in the sand drawn, So I risked 5,000 to make 5,000, essentially. I was actually risking 5,000 to make 2.5, but I went up and made 5. So, well, just shy of 5,000. So, you know, each to their own. Sometimes, well, most of the time, you want a good risk reward. So you want to be 2 to 1 for, 1 against. So if you're risking 10 cents, you want to be able to make 20 cents. With this particular stock, I flipped that on the head the same way as I did on Wednesday to turn it around. I flipped it on the head and I was prepared to risk twice as much as I was expecting to gain. And I ended up, the risk reward became a 1-to-1 for where I finished versus what I was risking. So, look, I'm waffling here, and how did we do it? Okay, well, it wasn't until later in the day. I'd already traded the main account and had a bad day, so I looked like it was going to be a no trade day on the small account. So then we came into the small account. It was after lunch, but 2 p.m. just after 2 p.m. We got a little bit of a pop, and this is what happened. So it'd been selling off all day, and we got a little bit of a pop here. This hit the scanners because of this pop. It was a good $1.50 move up in a single minute. So I switched it on. I just happened to sit at my desk at this particular time. I switched it on. I was actually waiting for my dinner to be delivered, if I'm being honest. I just ordered a takeaway. But I switched this on, got the pullback, and I went in small size for the break of new highs. As we moved up, I tried to take an additional sizing, and I found out, so I added to the position, took some profits, and then I found out, hang on a minute, shouldn't have been able to. So I thought I was trading within the $15,000 account, and I'd actually bought more than $15,000 worth of equity. I thought, that's a bit strange. So I quickly checked that, because yesterday there was, and on Wednesday there was just no leverage. But today I'm getting 6 to 1. So look, I'm not going to argue with the broker when they give me the leverage. So I was able to ride this up, and we added to the position up here. It pulled back, and that's when I was risking it. So I looked at this and I thought, okay, it pulled back. I'm gonna get it out at $24. If it breaks 24, I'm out. And then it absolutely mortared up here, and I took profits all the way up here. And that was pretty much the majority of. And what I'll do is I'll show you that trade in its entirety there. I'll tack it on the back of this. You'll see how far in the hole I went in terms of unrealized, with a view to, okay, this is a very volatile stock. The spreads are wide. When I was down here, when the bid was down here, the ask was still up at $25. So just putting that into context. And then it popped up, and we traded it a little bit later as it popped up again here, and we managed to make the rest. We only made a little bit. I went in really small size. It was only like 500 shares or whatever on this piece, and then we're actually getting a bit of a double top here. So I figured, I'm not going to trade that any further. We got this flat top up here at $27. When it started pulling back, it kind of didn't hit there again. I thought, okay, I'm just gonna call it quits. I'm more than happy with my 4,700 on this account, given the fact that I'm already in the hole on the main account. So this is just releasing some of that drawdown, or relieving some of that drawdown. So yeah, we find ourselves now in a really good position on the small account challenge. What do I mean by that? Well, if I take let's face it, we're probably going to get $500-600 in charges today after the $4,000 that we made. But even with that, we're going to be looking at $19,000 in terms of starting position on Monday. $19,000 is a good sized account. We've got 2 days left of February. I was hoping to get to $20,000 by the end of February. I think that's a realistic expectation. To make $1,000 next to make $1,000 next week on the first day on Monday is, I think, a realistic expectation now. In fact, that is goal. If we're looking at 5% per day or better, we're looking at 19,000. So we're looking at almost 950. Let's be realistic. It's 950. So I'm going to round that up to $1,000. I'm not going to set my target at 950. I mean, come on, my OCD will kick in. So I'm going to set my goal on Monday at $1,000. I'm looking to make $1,000 on Monday with the small account. That's a small account, mind you. So let's have a look at what it's looking like overall on the small account. Okay, so you can see here, good green on January. I've imported the trades here, 4,700 on Friday today. So nice good green day to end the. Shame it's not the same on the main account, but nice good green day on the small account to end that. So what are we looking at for this this challenge so far? Equity curve's looking fantastic. I wish my main account equity curve looked as smooth as this and upwards as this. But let's have a look. We've got over $20,000 in gross profits so far since the 17th of January. So what's that? 6 weeks in total. We had 2 weeks in January, the last 2 weeks of January, the 4 weeks in February, and we've made over $20,000. So I can't say that I'm not happy with that. Tomorrow, I'm looking for $1,000 as my target for the day. I'm averaging just under that the entire challenge so far, 936. So I have no doubt in my mind that it's a realistic goal to achieve $1,000 on Monday. So risk versus reward K ratio, 2.8, fantastic. We've got 4 out of 5 trades are profitable for us, so we're still in a great position. Win-loss expectation, you can see the drawdown, you can see the equity curve. I already talked about that. We've hardly lost anything just by being selective. 25k in gains in a little over a month. 4,000 in losses. So that's really good trading. And maybe I should trade like this on the main account, but with just a bigger size. I probably would be a lot more profitable. I would have found that February is a lot easier to trade. February's been difficult on the main account. But small account, it's fantastic. The challenge is to get this to $30,000, by the way. And the sooner we get to $30,000, then the better. I may just continue trading on this account. If it's $30,000, if we did $5,000 on Monday, $5,000 on Tuesday next week on the small account, that takes it to $30,000 ish on this small account. And I normally start each month with a $30,000 position. So that takes me to what I normally start my equity position each month. So I may just continue trading here and forget the other account. It's unlikely, but it gives me options at least. So we're $20,000 in profit after 6 weeks. So we'll be doing it again tomorrow. Actually, no, we won't. It's Saturday tomorrow. So we'll be doing it again on Monday. Monday is a trading day. It's an hour before the market opens. I stream my trading live for the last 60 minutes of the pre-market session. Of course, I am permitted to trade for 2 hours before the market opens. So I may have a position open at that stage. I may not. It depends if there's opportunities that arise in that time. But for your benefit, I'll be trading for the last 60 minutes of the pre-market session on Monday. So from 8:30 a.m. That's 1:30 p.m. where I'm based. It's just the same in the UK. And I also trade the first 90 minutes of the regular session. So the first 90 minutes after the opening bell, So 2.5 hours of live trading streamed here on Monday. Come join me. Let's see where we can get to on Monday. We've had a really good day on the small account today. Maybe not such a good day on the main account, but a really good day on the small account. We've untraded the one stock. It went really well for us. I'm going to tack on the trade replay for you to watch. Before you do that, give me a thumbs up button. Don't give me the button, just smash the button. Give me a thumbs up, like, whatever it is. Subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying this content. Someone said it's better than Netflix, but I think that was tongue-in-cheek. But if you're genuinely enjoying the content, if you find it educational, you find it interesting, and you're enjoying watching the trades, recordings of the trades, you're actually learning how to trade, just subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell. You'll be notified when I'm going live. You'll be notified when I drop another video like this, a recap video like this. And hopefully I'll see you again on Monday. In the meantime, have a great weekend. Enjoy yourself. If you're watching sport, I hope your team wins, as long as they're not playing my team. And I'll see you on Monday. Take it easy, guys. All the best. Oh, I've got margin on it. Nice. I'll take that every day. Spreads are ruining me. Anyway, 26. Down. Oh. That'll do. That will do. Thank you very much. Small account. No need for risk 4 grand to make 4 grand. That's all right then. Okay. I'll keep trading this or not? First 26.